Okay, so for assignment 5, do the same thing you've done for every other assignment up to this point. Make an assignment folder with your first initial, last name, underscore, assignment 5, and a scene with your first initial, underscore, last name, first initial, last name, underscore, and then call it character controller. And in this scene, set up just a little, just stack up some geometry. These are just cubes and capsules that have been uh, scaled and rotated and jammed into each other to make a level of sorts. Nothing too fancy. And then I put them all under an empty game object so I can collapse it and get it out of the way so it's not hiding out in the hierarchy. So you'll need a little scenario. Just make something fun, have some fun with it, and don't, change it and evolve it as you're working too. You also will need to download some assets from the asset store. So in the asset store, we want to go to our download manager, which is this right here. And here's the standard package, here's the packages, and then here's standard packages. These are packages made by Unity that are free. So we want the cameras package and the characters package. These will take a while to download and import. Be aware of that. It's not. It may look like Unity has crashed, but it hasn't. Just go ahead and download and import both of these. I'm not going to show you how to do that because it takes a while and I don't feel like editing it out. So download and import those and set up your scene. And after those packages have been installed, it'll make a new folder in the root of your assets called the standard assets. Now, don't move these standard assets into anything else. Just leave them in the root of the assets folder. And what we want is we want the characters right here with the characters and the cameras. These other ones, these may come in handy later. So in the characters folder, there's third person. There's a document here which you can read. I'm going to show you how to do basically what's shown in this document if you want to, and I suggest you do read this document, especially if you want to change anything about how the character controller behaves in the code. And I'm thinking about showing you guys how to change something in the character controller in C#. It's not that hard, and it's a little bit goes a long way. But in the prefabs, select the third person prefab right here, not the AI third person, but just the third person, and click and hold and just drag it from here, from the project here, into the hierarchy, and that will drop Ethan into the scene. And pull him up, make sure his feet are on the ground. Like so. And plug your controller in if it's not already plugged in, and hit play. Nope, we're missing a camera, so let's grab a camera as well. So if you hit play and you had a camera, go ahead and jump out of play and come back to the standard assets folder. Go to cameras, and once again we have instructions, which there's a lot of different types of instructions or different cameras in here, and you can build some interesting camera rigs based off of these scripts. We're going to just use a prefab, but if you're feeling ambitious, feel free to read the document in cameras and get to know these scripts and put together your own camera rig. So in here in cameras, prefabs, let's grab the multi-purpose camera and drag it into the scene. And if you see here in the AutoCam script over on the inspector, we have an auto target player option here. So what we need to do is go up to this player controller, and up here where there's the tag, it says untagged. Pull this drop down and hit choose player. Okay, so now the Ethan is tagged as the player. If we hit play, the camera should follow him. All right, it does. Excellent. Okay, so we have a character running around in our little level scene here. However, this isn't the character we want. This is the default Unity character, and that's not going to work for us because we're designers and artists. We want to use our own character. So I'm going to use a character that I made in iClone, and hopefully you guys did too. You made some kind of character, or you bought one off the asset store. That's okay too. Okay, I'm just going to paste my character, since I have it in memory, into the assignment 5 folder. Do that for your character too. Make sure you turn your character in for me. So if you bought something from the asset store and it installed it, drag and drop the folder into your assignment 5 folder so that I can run around with your character and see how you did for the assignment. Come back to Unity. It's going to take a while to update here. Hopefully it won't take too long. There are some things that are going to happen that I want to show you. This right here is what I'm talking about. So sometimes when you import an asset and it hasn't been made into a Unity package yet, the import settings for the normal maps will be incorrect. Unity thankfully catches this. You just want to say fix now. There we go. All right. So here I have the demo girl asset that I made in iClone. It was like 30 minutes from start to finish to make this character and get it into Unity. I'm going to select her, and I'm going to drag her so that the third-person controller highlights in the hierarchy window, and this will place her underneath the same controlling object that Ethan has. And as you can see, she is significantly taller than Ethan, and she has different foot shape and different body proportions and everything. So it'll be interesting to see how the Mecanum animation system handles this. Oh, one more thing. So if I check here on the demo girl asset prefab, here on her rig, her animation type is set to generic. This needs to be humanoid for the character controller to properly read her. So I'm going to hit apply. Excellent. Make sure that this should be, let's revert to the settings. Okay. Re-import her. There we go. Okay, great. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, so the third person controller here. We have an animator here, just like we had with the treasure chest, where we have a controller and we have an avatar. Right now the avatar is set to Ethan's avatar. So expand your character asset, find the avatar, or if it just this is easier, I actually think, click this button, and here is a whole bunch of avatars. So you want the avatar that's associated with your character that was made from the import settings. So if you have here, it says avatar definition, create from this model. Okay. We want the avatar that's named Demo Girl Avatar or something along those lines. So back over to the controller, Ethan Avatar. There it is, Demo Girl Avatar. Selecting that. Okay. So we have the avatar and the controller. Let's go ahead and let's delete out everything named Ethan in the third person controller. Yes, continue. Let's press play. Okay. And she runs around. Camera's not following her. Should be easy to fix. The camera got untagged as the player. The capsule. So if you see the capsule for the collisions of the character is completely off. So basically, if this were in a game environment, if there were somebody trying to headshot her, they would not be getting anything. They would have nothing. There's no collisions on the head. So on the capsule collider, make sure you adjust this to fit your character. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And it's very important that the capsule fit your character as closely as possible. The script does calculations based off of the capsule. Okay. Great. So even though she's completely different from Ethan, and honestly, I mean, it's a pretty huge difference. She's wearing high heels. She's got completely different set of proportions. She's from an entirely different package. She even has a different skeletal structure than Ethan. But because she's basically a humanoid and has, 2 arms, 2 legs, and a head, and Unity's Mecanum understands what to do with that, we can swap not just the animations, but the actual rules of how to control the character. So you've got on, I don't know what controller it'll be for an Xbox, but on a Steam controller, the B button is jump, and if you press C on your keyboard, you can crouch. All right, so let's look at editing some of the level here. Make this a little more obvious. So you want to work around some things that the character controller doesn't really handle very well. So let's start by moving the character over here. Let's grab the camera as well. So this is just so I don't have to run all over the place to just try out some initial things. You know, when I'm trying to make something work for the first time, I don't want to have to spend a ridiculous amount of time just navigating to the area I'm testing. I want to lower my iteration times. Alright, made that a little bit longer. Let's select the character controller as well, and let's increase the amount of jump power she has, take it up to 6.3. Okay, gets up that a lot easier. It's a little bit of a so I have to decide if I want how high I want her jumping, if I want to lower that or increase the amount of jump power. Okay. And you have to decide how much of a struggle you want simple things to be. Okay, that is clearly too high. Whoops. So let's increase jump power a little bit more. So just tweak this. So you get the idea. Make something that your character can navigate. Get to know these parameters over here in the third-person character script. On the camera as well, if you find that you're losing the camera and it's not keeping up with you, you can increase the move speed. I typically do increase the move speed on the camera, increase the turn speed a little bit. You want to be careful with this though. You can get yourself a little bit of motion sickness if you're prone to that kind of thing. Also, you can increase the character's speed. The move speed multiplier. Can make her move 3 times as fast, and that also will change how well she jumps. You see how now suddenly she's moving a lot quicker, but the animations have gotten a lot jerkier. Maybe we could make a power up to increase the move speed for a few seconds in a later lesson. That might be kind of a fun thing to do. The character controller does use some physics for collisions and stuff, so be aware of that. You see we have a physics material on the collider, so be aware that sometimes if you set the movement speed too high, you can really ricochet off things. But play around with this, have fun. Hopefully you have a character. If you don't have a character, I'll go ahead and show you what we can do there. So let's go to the asset store, and let's see here. Do they have the characters? Okay, they just have Ethan here. Let's look for the blacksmith. And I just closed that window and then reopened it to get the search bar back. For some reason, it bugs out and sometimes the search bar isn't visible. So I'm going to search on blacksmith. Okay, so there's the blacksmith and then there's the challenger. So let's see. Yeah, these characters right here. Let's go ahead and download these guys. Download them and import them and bring everything in. I'm going to cut this out and I'll come back when I've got them imported. Okay, so once the blacksmith is imported, you'll find them under assets, art, characters. There's the challenger and there's Voland. I think Voland is the blacksmith. Yeah, he's this guy. And then there's the challenger, who's this guy. He's got a sword. Okay, I'm gonna go with Voland for this. So I'm gonna do the same thing with Voland that I did with my demo girl. So I'm gonna drag him underneath the third-person controller. Where'd he go? It's like he's way off in space. That is not helpful. Let's zero this out. Okay, delete him out. Try it again, and he goes right back to there. Okay, let's just take out everything. Grab the third-person character controller again, which was in assets, standard assets, characters, third-person character, prefabs. We want the third-person character. Drag that up there. Go back to Voland. Voland rig. It's just I'm putting them all the way out there. Let's see about the challenger. See if the challenger is a little more cooperative. The challenger is more cooperative. Okay. Reset him. There we go. Alright, so move this up above. And he is like the demo girl. He's quite a bit different than Ethan as well. So let's see how this works here. So let's take a quick look at the challenger. Challenger has a an animator component on him. Let's remove that. We don't need that on him. And we can leave the other two components. And let's change the avatar to the challenger avatar. There are two of them. There's the challenger sword. Okay, that's the avatar for his sword. Let's grab the rig avatar. Double click that. Okay. Delete out Ethan. And hit play. Looks like the camera doesn't know where to be. Once again, I have to tag the third-person controller as a player. Let's see if the camera shows up. Okay, there it is. Okay, the challenger just kind of spins around. See if we can figure out why that is. I'm gonna guess that might be a avatar issue. Let's try the, okay, that. Go back to the rig avatar. Let's grab the challenger. Okay, oh, he's set animation type on the challenger was set to generic. Move that to humanoid. Apply and play. Okay, he wants to crouch. That's an interesting choice. No jumping when he's crouching. Okay. I'm gonna turn his sword off for now. And let's resize this capsule so it fits him. Move it back a little bit. Move it up a little bit. Increase the height. And the radius a little bit. He's a little bigger of a guy than Ethan is. Okay. Still ducking. Checking some things. Okay, so I figured out what was wrong with the challenger and his crouching. So this is what he's doing. This is actually a collision problem with the capsules. The colliders are colliding with each other. The third-person controller capsule, the one that is used for his navigation, and then he's also got capsules colliders on his left and right leg. So just go ahead and uncheck these for now. And our challenger will run around. Okay guys, for turning in this assignment, I want you to turn in a scene that has the character in it, and I can navigate and I can play around a little bit. I want to see that you laid out some stuff and that you thought about how the character interacts with the environment. If you're feeling up to it, you can even do some things with Playmaker, like maybe make a door or something, so that it basically you could take your light switch or your treasure chest FSM and template that up into a door that opens when it gets triggered. Stuff like that. That would be really cool. I'd really be happy to see stuff like that from you guys. As far as turning it in, you need to be kind of smart about how you do this. So if you did something like you have your own custom character, like I'm going to go over here to my assignment 5 here. I have a demo girl is here in this assignment folder. So if you have your own custom character that you made in iClone or Mixamo or ZBrush or Maya, make sure that your character is in your assignment 5 folder. If you used or if you bought a character, if you bought a character off the asset store, make sure that that character that you bought is in the assignment 5 folder. If you used the challenger that I've got here right up on my screen, you do not need to package him up. I've got him, so don't package the challenger into the assignment 5 folder. I don't need that. It'll load it for me when I open your scene file. So please do not package up anything like the challenger. He's very big, and I don't know that Blackboard will be able to handle that kind of data. So please pay attention to those things, and let me show you real quick how to do the the zip file again because I still get questions about that. So once again, to get the window up for assignment 5, I just right-click, show in Explorer from down here with the assignment 5 folder open. I'm going to go up one to the assets, and then select assignment 5 and control click its associated metadata. Right-click, send to compressed zipped folder, and that is what you will turn in to Blackboard.